All right, we want you to do something for us. Imagine traveling from Cleveland to Chicago in under 30 minutes, not by air either. That is the dream of the people behind the hyperloop.
That's pretty fast. It's been nearly a year since they announced their plans. And tonight, News 5's John Kosick looks at where the project stands.
In February of last year, plans were announced in Cleveland to fund a $1.2 million feasibility study looking at a Cleveland to Chicago hyperloop that could travel 313 miles in just 28 minutes. The hyperloop is essentially a train in a tube, with each car stretching over 100 feet, carrying 30 to 40 passengers using magnetic fields to levitate as it reaches speeds over 700 miles an hour. So the feasibility study was announced in February. Funding, which is being split between the Northeast Ohio Coordinating Agency, or NOACA, and the Illinois Department of Transportation, it wasn't approved until June. So the study is still ongoing. What they're looking at?
Where should it go along? What are the best right-of-ways that we can use? How much will it cost? And how are we going to be paying for it?
Dirk Albarn is the man behind the company, Hyperloop Transportation Technologies. While HTT studies Cleveland to Chicago, they will begin actual construction this year of a Hyperloop route in Abu Dhabi, part of which will be ready by next year. This week in Davos, Spain, Albarn said the big hurdle remains the regulatory framework for this new form of transportation, safety standards and the like.
Hyperloop is something completely new. It doesn't exist today. So there are no laws that regulate it. In order to have worldwide adoption and in order to be able to use the systems, you need the regulation in place.
The Hyperloop will be expensive to build, but inexpensive to operate, literally producing more energy than it uses.
Everything that we have seen so far, the studies that we have done, show a return of investment from 8 to 12 years, which is something incredible. That's something that in transportation hasn't really been seen.
The local support from those who have signed on for the project remains deep, and the folks at NOACA tell us they're excited to see the results of the feasibility study, which they will release when it's completed later this year. John Kosick, News 5.